Oh, hello, beautiful friends. Oh, I am kind of excited to be chatting to you today for multiple reasons, especially because I am creating something for you in the background, bubble, toil, and magic. But before we talk about that, there is a theme that's been coming up in my awareness, especially after our last conversation about the struggle culture. And it is this annoyance, frustration that people are feeling when we start talking about ease and easy, and they're still creating so much struggle and conflict in their lives. That ease and easy just feels irritating, quite frankly. Nobody wants to hear about ease and easy when they're in the midst of crisis or struggle. And so I want you to just have compassion with yourself or wherever you are finding yourself in your journey at this time. But if you are curious about shifting into ease and easy, then this might be a conversation that is of value to you. And I am making the distinction between ease and easy for a very good reason. And that is, so often we forget to intentionally use our words. And if we are not using the word in the right context, even though we think it doesn't matter, it is out of integrity in the unconscious. And that is where a lot of the times there's friction that comes about that creates even more struggle in us. So let's talk about ease and easy, and what is the difference, and why is it even important that we understand the difference, and how we allow ourselves to experience these concepts. Now, I've come to understand that ease is a sense of ease is received, is felt when we take action in faith, in the knowing of our ultimate success. So the sense of ease comes from leaning back or leaning in curiously without fear or an attachment that the action that we are taking right now has to get the results, has to get the specific outcome. Because we're just taking the next aligned action in complete faith that whatever action we are taking as our best action, really bringing our best, is leading in the direction of our success. So we no longer have to scramble for actions to take. Instead, we can connect first to the vision, the desire that we know already exists energetically. And so we are just co-creating with the universe right now to bring it into manifested form, to bring it into our physical experience. Because we know we've already had the energetic experience, and that is great. But who just wants to have that, right? We want to also have the physical experience. And so action from a space of ease is really action from a space of faith. And I will say that sometimes it helps if we calibrate first before taking an action. I'll give you a perfect example, which may or may not be relevant to you. So I have been desiring to fly business class for quite some time now, especially as we are traveling more and more. However, business class is not something that my partner values. He values the experiences on the other side of the flight, not the flight in and of itself. Well, I'm kind of the opinion at this stage of the flight that the flight is part of my experience, and so I want to have a really good experience in this as well. I've got an upcoming trip to South Africa, which I'm super excited about. It's going to be the first time in 10 years that I actually go and see my parents. But I've been procrastinating on booking the flights because what's stuck in my memory is the flight over here to New Zealand from South Africa, which is an extraordinarily long flight. And it was 10 years ago. My kids were still way younger. And it was just a struggle. The whole flight was just, oh my word, so long and uncomfortable. And my body is now 10 years older. So I'm kind of thinking that, the creaks are going to be even worse than what it was before. So I've been procrastinating on getting the tickets and just thinking, oh, okay. But I knew that the time was coming close and I had to make the commitment and actually just book the ticket. So I did the internal work and I just thought, oh, what would make this a magical flight? What would make this a really nice experience for me? And I thought, well, at bare minimum, if I could just upgrade to, premium economy, that would make it such a good experience for me. So calibrated to premium economy, but in the back of my head was this instant in our last flight as we were walking off, and I looked at a seat in business class and I looked at it and it was white and it was beautiful and comfortable and plush, and I just thought, yeah, baby, that's where I belong. That's where I desire to be. So I was holding on to all of this and I was feeling a little excited, and I phoned my partner and I said to him, look, I know that you don't really value the flight experience, but, can I upgrade to premium economy? Would you be okay with that? And he's like, yeah, okay, treat yourself, get premium economy. So I did. I booked the flight. As I was booking my seats, I was upgraded to business class for free because that's what I truly desired. And that was ease. That was ease. I was taking the action in faith that I was going to have a good experience. This life is ease because it's action that I'm taking in faith that it will reach the right person who needs to hear this today, whenever today is for you. So that is ease, is when we start living from a space of faith, of knowing our ultimate success. And the ultimate success can be today, tomorrow, 10 years from now. It's irrelevant. We just know and have this knowing inside of us. Now, easy, on the other side, is action taken from a space of muscle memory. And muscle memory is only created through practice. So when we start talking about things feel easy, or more importantly, things look easy, and we'll come to that, it is simply because it is an action that has been practiced again and again and again. And so a muscle memory has been created. Thing is, before muscle memory, everything feels hard because you don't quite know how to do it. So you're all thumbs, so you stumble over your words if speaking is new to you, or you fall off your bike if riding your bike is new to you. There's just neuron pathways that need to be formed. And the only way to do it is through practice, is through doing the thing again and again and again. Which is one of the reasons I believe that if you're going to live a life, freaking live a life that you love, my friend. If you're going to do things, do it from a space of artistry. Do it because you love the art. Do it because you love to do the things. And yes, it looks and feels really uncomfortable and clumsy in the beginning. Even when you do squats for the first time, you can't actually feel your butt muscles contract because they just haven't learned how to contract properly in the form of a squat. But the more you do it, the stronger the muscle memory becomes, and then it looks easy, and sometimes it feels easy. Now I say sometimes it feels easy, because I've also discovered that sometimes it never feels easy, because we continuously push the envelope. So when you are going to the gym, it never feels easy, because you're always going at your next level. You're always wanting to upgrade that. But it appears effortless to other people because you have practiced the move to such a degree that it's elegant and almost seems effortless. It's when we start having this internal versus external experience of things that we start realizing that how things look when other people do it doesn't necessarily equate to how it feels to them when they're doing it. So it could look elegant and it could look easy, but it could feel really intense and it could feel a little wonky on the inside. So my invitation to you is to stop comparing yourself to everybody else, because you don't really know what their experience is. And to start having a look, where in your life can you start inviting a sense of ease and flow? And how do you do that? Well, that is where you start calibrating to the desired experience first, and in full faith and belief that you will ultimately have the experience of success, you start taking aligned action. But you're unattached on that action. This is really important. It's letting go of the timing thing. And then where do you need to start practicing things so that it can start feeling easier to do or become more elegant to do, even if you increase the intensity all of the time? Getting something out of this. And I'd love to hear from you if you are going to implement this, because I'm also going to say, just listening to these concepts doesn't make life easier or create a sense of ease. You have to start practicing concepts and start finding evidence for you and start fine-tuning how you want to do it so that you can have the ultimate experience that you desire. Now, I am going to share with you as well, one of the biggest breakthroughs that I had in creating ease for myself was with time, was having a different partnership, a different experience with and of time. One of the things that I used to do was to think I had to set all the goals all at once in all the areas of my life. But thank goodness, there's so much wisdom that's being handed out generation after generation. And one of the things that I realized that is a gem is to use nature and specifically the moon's energy in order for me to create space and time for everything in my life. So I have decided, starting in April, to start hosting a free masterclass series called the Full Moon Chronicles. And so once a month, we will have a masterclass, a free masterclass at this time, in which we bring focus to the area of the energy of that specific moon. For instance, in April, it is the pink moon. It is the energy of love. And so in this masterclass, we are going to first of all delve real deep into the frequency of love so that you can reconnect to it, getting yourself out of fear, but also just bringing compassion to where you are having the human experience of fear. We reconnect you to your being and higher purpose if you so wish. And then we go into creating your identity from this space. And once the identity is in place, then we start having a look and seeing how we are experiencing others, how we want to experience them, and how we want to be experienced. So this is a 3-day masterclass that is happening in April. If you're interested in joining, then if you have a look in my Instagram bio in the Linktree link, and you click on that, it will say that there is the Full Moon Chronicles, and that will take you to the page with all the information and the link to sign up. I'm also going to say this is not one of those where you're going to sign up for this free masterclass and then I'm going to bombard you with my newsletter and all my offers forevermore. You will simply receive the masterclass information, and if you desire to hear about future masterclasses, if you are enjoying them and you want to follow this for a year long so that every single month we bring focus and clarity and the full moon energy and illumination to one area of your life, then I'd love to have you on the journey, and I will let you know when the next ones are coming out. But this one is called Symphony. I am super excited to be sharing her with you, and I do hope that if it resonates with you and you just want to come on a journey with me and start having a look at all the areas of your life with a sense of ease, then this would be a great place for you to join me. That is it for today, my friends. I hope that this is going to create some introspection and contemplation for you today so that you can choose ease and easy in the right context of your life. And always remember, no matter where life takes you, you get to create your own masterpiece because you are the art and the artist. Have an amazing day further. Cheers.